the topic of today, that is from rivalry to responsibility. I had a lot of questions about how can we deal in the workplace with other women that are not so nice. And this comes very naturally as one of the topics that I usually speak about in conferences and webinars is about the queen bee phenomenon. And you can check on YouTube, you have some insight about it. Or check my newsletter, there is some insight there too. And I wanted to share, starting with my experience as a teenager. And I know that maybe now can sound silly, but have a lot of relevance, and we'll see it later. So when I was young, in middle school, so around 11, 12, maybe 13 years-ish, in my class there was a girl that was picking on me all the time because I like different things and so on. I don't remember everything. But what I remember that was this discussion in the class about Backstreet Boys. It was a thing back then. And most of my classmates, girls, they love Nick, while I liked Brian. And this girl came on me and said, but how is it possible that you like Brian? Why you want to do everything different? And she was kind of angry and a little bit rude towards me. And at a certain point during the discussion, I was a little bit fed up because it was something recurrent with her. So at a certain point I told her, you know, I don't like you, really. And you don't really like me. Do we need to really like each other? It's something that we need to get along in everything, that we have to agree on everything, because you can be you, I can be me, and go on with our life. One important thing to say is that we have a common friend. She was a very dear friend of me, and she was a dear friend of her too. So she was a little bit, whoa, what the hell is happening here? And she went away. After a couple of days, she came to me and you said, you know what, you're right. I understand that you like Brian, and it's better because if they come in Italy, they would marry someone. I have more chance with Nick than you. So I'm happy with that. So that was it, basically. And we started to get along. And also I asked her some help with the music. I was really struggling at the time. So she helped me out. But that's it. We didn't have much of interaction or friendship, basically. But we get along and we create a better climate inside the class, and mostly for my friends. So why I'm speaking gibberish about stupid, silly story of teenager? Because I think is very archetypical in a way that even now as grown-up adults, we build our relationship based on interest. We need to get along with each other. We need to see eye to eye. And this is not often happen, especially in the workplaces, because we are different people, we see life in different ways, and sometimes can hurt because as women we want to be friendly towards each other, while usually we more likely police each other, we are against each other, and it can create a very difficult environment in a workplace within women. And is about understand that sisterhood, the concept of sisterhood and feminism, is not based on friendship, is based on understanding that we are here in workplaces, we are competing for a very restricted amount of position allowed for women, if you can pass this term. And we are all struggle. We are all in the same boat, in the same system that is against us. Why I said before that was very important to note that we had friend in common. Back on my story, I said that because this is the basic of trust. So we had as a core value, we care about this other girl, and we care she wasn't in a bad position all the time because of us. So this can be translated in the work relationship in on trust. What that means, that we can predict the behavior of someone else, that the other person and ourselves we will not undermine the other role, and there is a respect for a shared mission. So these are the basics that was possible for me at the time, even though I didn't have all this awareness, to point out that we were different, we didn't see things eye to eye, and that was okay. So we can restrain the conflicts, reframe our relationship, and get along together for the shared goal that our common friends. And the same we can do in the workplace. Of course, when there is no trust between each other, calling out this kind of relationship, especially when the other person is really serious bully, undermine us all the time, it can be more detrimental sometimes. So I will not suggest to use this technique all the time without any context, as is important for me to highlight all the time. Context is very important. The system we are at is very important, and that's why I do all this awareness around system, around the culture in your workplace. So it's very important to analyze the context, the system you're in before taking action, and try to taking action aligned with our core values. So basically, that's it for today. If you had any questions,